The sport of soccer is considered the world's game. It is the most popular sport around the world, in large part because of the World Cup tournament. However, in America, soccer does not attract as much attention. In fact, Major League Soccer draws in the smallest fan base out of all the sports leagues in the United States. Despite this lack of attention to the MLS, youth soccer programs have been on the rise in America over the past decade. In New Jersey, one company has had a major impact on the improvement of youth ability and appreciation for the sport, but at a cost for their employees. That company is Sports Domain Academy. Sports Domain Academy, originally Ashley's soccer camp, was founded in 1990 in Montclair, New Jersey. Ashley Hammond, the company's founder, moved to America from England in 1983 with a vision.
I came over here as a professional soccer coach, and from working as an individual, I managed to create a business which was soccer training of children all over the country. Over the past 20 years, soccer has made exponential growth. From 20 years ago, where there was very little in the way of professional involvement in training of children of any description, to today where virtually any player that's of worth is playing with professional training coaches that really know what they're doing. It's been a fun ride. We've really changed the way soccer, I think, has been played in this country.
SDA has this impact on American soccer because of the way they set themselves apart as coaches. They do so through a unique coaching philosophy and staff training process.
I went to what I regard as one of the finest teaching colleges in the country, Montclair State University. And what I realized very quickly was that all teachers I met that were good had wonderful teaching concepts and ideas, but no one had all of them. And I thought, what if we could take all these fantastic classroom, on-field, and coaching concepts, tie them all together, and then teach coaches, myself and other coaches, to utilize these teaching concepts and then make, if you like, the perfect coach. And we've really tried hard to do that. And in our industry, being good at what you do used to be just showing up and coaching. Now you have to be really good at what you do. So what we do at Sports Domain Academy is we focus heavily on our coach training.
All coaches employed by SDA are required to participate in bi-weekly on-field training sessions. Here, coaches learn the latest innovative ideas in team training. Also, they can demonstrate their own original lesson plans.
We teach them our philosophy, we teach them our core curriculum, we teach them the teaching concepts that we utilize in our company. And this has certainly enabled us to stay at the top of our game and grow and build a bigger, better company. But there's no question that times change. We try to stay current. We watch what everybody does. And one of the great things about my job is I have a revolving door of good young new coaches coming in who bring with them fresh energy. They bring with them fresh ideas. They bring with them what are regarded today as the most modern and in vogue thoughts and processes. And we integrate those in.
Pete Williamson, one of SDA's newer coaches, feels the coach training sessions are extremely helpful to him when preparing a lesson plan.
It's helped me out in certain areas. It's areas where I maybe fall down and I don't feel quite so confident. They've been able to show me sessions that I've actually been able to take away and put on, and I've found that it's really worked. Some coaches give you ideas that maybe don't work for you, but each coach has their own individual theory, and they'll pick up things that they want to take and use, and other coaches will drop some of the views that other coaches have. So it's good fun, and it's a chance for the coaches to run around and act like kids for a couple of hours.
The amount of fine-tuning that SDA uses to create the perfect lesson plans for kids is unique. One thing that some coaches have a struggle with, however, is leaving Great Britain in the pursuit of a career in America.
We typically look at 21, 22-year-old British guys, girls who have a degree or significant experience in training and playing in soccer, and we bring them over for 9 months at a time, and they train and coach and work for us for a short period of time, and then they go home. We do an extensive culture shock meeting, and we deliver a booklet to them which really describes in great detail some of the pitfalls and joys that they will find in this country, because there are definitely issues with coaches who get homesick. If you're 3,500 miles away from your family, they like being here, they like their job, but it's just not the same as being home, and they have a tough time adjusting.
Kieran Patrick is the technical director for SDA's elite team known as Soccer Domain Football Club. He has lived and worked in America for 12 years and says it is strange to visit home.
I came to America in the summer of 2001. I was working in Tennessee and North Carolina, and then I got the opportunity to come up to New Jersey and work with Ashley at Sports Domain Academy, which back then was Ashley's soccer camp. in order to be involved in the sport I love on a year-round basis. During the process of being here, we're on short-term visas, so my first 3 or 4 years I had to go home for 3 months over the winter, and that definitely took an adjustment phase where I had to then have work in another country, and I was working in essence in 2 countries, and that definitely took its time to adjust because you're home for the holidays and then you're here for work. When I go home to visit now, it still feels like home, but it doesn't feel like where I live. When you're packing your suitcase to go home now, you're not packing thinking that might be where you stay. You're leaving your belongings in your life in America.
Kieran is not alone. Moving back and forth between 2 different distinctive cultures takes its toll. Pete Williamson is preparing to go home for the first time since his employment started 9 months ago.
Yeah, it's going to be strange, you know. I think I've adapted here quite well and I'm starting to get very used to it. I've made a lot of friends here, and with going away, I've broke a few friendship barriers by coming out here, and a lot of people have moved on back home, you know. It'll take a while for this to become home if I was to stay here for a number of years, you know. Home is where the heart is. For me, I'm a family person, so it's been difficult from that point of view. Coming out here, being around all the boys, you know, I could certainly see myself missing that, but where your family is, I do believe that is where your home is at.
I always use this common cliche, we're divided by a common language. Yes, we speak the same language, but we are definitely different cultures. Now living in the United States for 27 years, I sometimes forget what my culture's like back home. In contrast to the coaches that are homesick and leave early, 95% of my coaches want to stay more.
The opportunities for work in America outweigh the homesickness for some SDA staff.
I came over to America purely for the opportunities that America provides in the professional sports, or working in sports professionally, compared to the United Kingdom and Europe.
The coaching opportunities are a lot greater here, and I think that's mainly down to soccer being the main sport back in the UK. So many people want to do it. This experience has been priceless for me because every job back at home in soccer is basically part-time. I've been coaching 24/7 here, and it can be quite draining, but it's amazing to wake up in the morning and know that you're going to do something that you love.
All in all, Sports Domain Academy and its staff put the focus on the children, rather than their own challenges and hardships. They know that the future of soccer in America is in the hands of the youth.
We have a huge responsibility by being involved in child education and make sure we're protecting the players that we're investing in, and I think that's where we're focused right now, and I'm very happy with that.
You know, it's like watering the roots, so to speak. You water the roots, the plants will grow, and that's definitely what's happened to us with the children being better because our coaches are better.